Hi, Internet, and welcome
What's up, guys?
to another episode of Evrand. Sorry for the late start. But we haven't started on time pretty much since we started going in quarantine, and even before then. So, why start now? Anyway, this game is my homebrew campaign of Evrand, although currently the party finds themselves in Barovia. So, a team comprised of Rick, Oz, and Clyde decided to go to an area known as Yester Hill. All they knew is that it was a place called Yester Hill. It doesn't sound so bad. They went there and they found themselves in outside of I guess you would call it a druid circle. And there's a lot of dead bodies, and some weird voice was speaking to Rick and like, hey, come pick up my spear or whatever. And then they said, you know what, let's go down the road a little ways, see if we can find a town. So they did, and they found a winery. They spoke to the people there, and they were like, we don't want to get to know you because you're just gonna die.
Rude.
Everybody here basically just dies. So then they're like, all right, well, let's get out of here then. Time to leave. Go home. So they left and they went home to the spire. They went back to the spire and they tried to leave and found out that the mists of this land named Barovia trapped them here, and they cannot use the spire to return home as easily as they had hoped for.
Who'd have thunk it?
I mean, I feel like had I let you go home, it just ruins everything. So
Yeah, kind of. It does. It ruins everything.
Kind of the point of Barovia, that you can't leave.
yeah. Unless one of you, actually, we know everybody's backstory pretty much, so no one here is secretly Vistani, so no one's leaving Barovia.
Unless you said that one of us secretly was.
Well, that would be silly now because we know the only person that it could be would have been Rick, because he's the only one that we're questioning what his memory is or not, unless there is actually not Evrand and is actually Barovia.
Yeah.
We also, none of us are human.
Yeah, that's also true.
Well, Wave's the closest thing to a human.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
we're not leaving.
That's the point. Yeah, so they don't know what it's going to take for them to leave. They were said, you know what, let's just hang out in our tower and we'll spend the night. Oz got a really itchy eye, and he tried to gouge out his own eye, but he was stopped.
Yeah.
And then during Clyde's time, she heard the sounds of a frantic horse outside of the door, which she thought must be Gregor. He finally found me. I need to go save him. No, it's a trick. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Let's open the door. Open the door. Clyde's just like, nope, this is it. And then Rick's like, come on in, strange guy in the night. Who they learned was the man himself, Strad von Zarovich, who said, hey, and he had a very lovely conversation with his new buddy Rick.
Yep.
They had some cheese and wine. They're going to talk about smithing and crafting. Clyde was very upset and just angry the whole time. And then he seemed utterly taken aback by Oz, calling Oz by the incorrect name of Tatiana when he ascended the stairs, and then he said he had to leave, and he invited everybody to dinner at his castle in 3 days' time? 5 days' time?
5 days.
4 days.
4 days, because it's the next day?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're told, if we can, to seek wisdom from the Vistani, whatever that means.
Yeah, you had heard that they're one of the only people that have the ability to freely travel to and from this location. So they might be able to give you some guidance, or maybe you can use them to your advantage to get out. And I think, and then you got the general vibe of like how Barovia is just a really crappy place to be, in general. I think that was about it.
Yep. And an old lady died in her sleep.
Yep.
The burgomaster.
Yep. After she provided you serious exposition.
Yes.
Yeah, the burgomaster of Kresk, which is where you were.
So we are now on our way to Valaki, I believe.
I believe that was correct.
That sounds right.
Yeah, and it's nearest. Or it's on the way to the castle anyway.
Yeah. 35.
Yeah, well, Barovia, the town of, is the closest castle.
Well, no, but Krezg isn't out of our way.
Balaki, isn't it?
Balaki, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. You're right about that. There's a nice lake there.
Cool. Let's see if anything weird happens.
Nothing weird's gonna happen.
Yeah, no, why would that happen in this perfectly wonderful place?
In this land of sun, vague glow.
Yeah, you know, it's everybody has a good time. Or they die trying. So while we are traversing down the old Svalich road towards Vallaki, I need somebody to make me a roll of some kind. We'll call it a d20 roll.
I'm on it.
See what happens as you traverse this totally not dangerous path.
Yeah. Do it.
No?
John. Do it. Do
I
it.
got a 20.
Ha ha ha!
All right.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that.
Okay. Oh, good. Here we go. All my Curse of Strahd resources that I downloaded will come in very handy.
Ah, yes. Curse of Strahd's fun. I like it.
Okay.
This
Here
will
it is.
probably be fine, right?
It'll certainly be something.
All right. So you're on your way to Vallaki. And suddenly you all get a general sense of unease. You know, it's pretty quiet here. There is some, like, you know, animals out in the daytime, but you kind of get that, like, you're traveling along and it's probably been about like 5 minutes before you're really aware of how silent everything is. And there's like nothing going on around you. And you're like, oh, this doesn't feel right. Something feels up. And then the air a few dozen feet ahead of you swirls and coalesces into a black portal. Out of this whirling darkness leaps a vision in flames. A huge black steed with fiery crackling mane and hooves that burst alight as if fresh torches. They are red fire, not green fire. Touching the flanks of this beast are 3 decrepit-looking monsters with pale skin and red eyes. They look over at you and they all hiss. And I need everybody to roll for initiative.
I wish I had the 20 on this. I do. I just rolled a natural 20.
Well, there you go.
Great on getting our ass kicked and initiative. Those are great things to get 20s on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There's 19.
Okay, and what'd you get, Sean?
26.
Woo!
Okay.
That's pretty good.
And Celine?
13.
13. Okay, well, Oz, you're up first.
All right. I am going to first, boom, Shadow Blade. Then I'm going to attack. First, Owl is going to cacao, and I'm going to attack one of the pale weird guys holding the horse's butt. I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
Yeah, sure.
And then I'm going to attack it.
Okay.
Cool. That makes sense.
Natural 20.
Woo!
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. So
That is cool. I agree.
does that hit?
Yeah. I imagine.
Does that hit? No.
You know, like every other time, it all automatically does.
All right. Yeah, Celine, can you do you have can you write down my numbers? Because I have to roll many dice.
D&D Beyond, man. Roll them all digitally.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing. I don't have them all combined. So
Oh.
I'm gonna click Booming Blade and then tell
Got
her.
you.
Yeah. You ready?
Uh-huh.
All right. So that's gonna be a 7 plus 11. Where are you at, Shadowblade? Plus 4 plus 14. Where are you? Oh no, and then sneak attack would be in features and traits.
I don't know if it actually lets you roll it. On
Nah,
sneak attack, you might just have to roll the d6s.
yeah. So that's 14d6.
20 points of damage.
22. No, that's a joke. 56.
I'm adding all these.
Woo!
Okay.
Yes.
Those are different numbers.
Those are much different numbers.
7.
Ha! 63.
99 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, you stab this glowy-eyed thing. And it's like, ah!
That's right.
And it's okay.
Ah!
Oh.
It seems not as affected by... oh, wait, Shadowblade's psychic damage, right?
Psychic damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so it does seem affected more than affected by my mistake. Right? Yeah, and it's just like, ah! And it seems like it's in a lot of pain, and it lays down on the ground, and it's like, ah! And it's Pee Wee Herman dying on the ground from Buffy the
Okay, so
Vampire
it's dying
Slayer.
instead of okay.
Yeah.
Good, good.
Delightful.
Because 99
Um,
damage is a lot of damage for it to be. I'm okay.
And then I'm gonna scoot my boot back behind everyone else.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you do that.
And as I do that, I'm going to slide between Rick's legs and say, "Guys, get him! Get him!"
All right, then after your turn, it's their turn, and you watch as this thing just stands back up off the ground. You watch as some of its wounds are knitting back together.
Oh! Yeah.
And they are all going to just move in to do the things that they do. So, the one that you bit, Oz, or bit that you stabbed, is going to try to bite you. That's what I was going to get at.
I moved 40 feet away.
Okay, that is true. Nope. All right, then. Oh. Nah, we're not gonna do that. All right, then he will move in to attack Clyde instead.
No!
Yes.
Yes.
Well, okay, yeah, that's actually.
All right, Clyde does.
So
Does it?
stupid.
Does a 20 hit Clyde? I don't remember.
Yeah, that's the number.
All right. Okay, you are gonna take 7 points of piercing damage, plus another 7 points of necrotic damage, and your maximum hit points is reduced by that amount.
Ooh.
And then it's gonna try.
Necrotic or the whole-
Necrotic. Just the necrotic. So 7 points. And that's gonna claw at you. Well, that's gonna miss. And then one's gonna come at Rick because they don't know any better. Oh, that's gonna be a 25.
Yep, that'll hit.
It's gonna deal 5 points of piercing damage to you,
All right.
and 6 points of necrotic damage.
Aha.
Your maximum hit points is also reduced by that 6.
What if 3 of that is temporary hit points?
Then I don't. Those go away first, so you should be okay.
Okay,
So
my
it'll be
max
reduced
is
by-
reduced. 3.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
And then it's gonna claw you. Nope. And then we're gonna go for Clyde again.
Why?
Because you're squishier looking. 25 to hit for 9 points of piercing damage. And 12 points of necrotic damage. And then we're gonna claw at Clyde for a 16, which I think will miss.
does the necrotic get taken?
Yeah, 12 off your maximum too. That is their turn. Now it is Rick's turn.
All right, cool. This guy just attacked me. I am going to, I suppose. I'm gonna. Oh, I want to use my new ability that I got. Keep your enemies closer. It's a whole action though. All right. I'm gonna use my first action to attempt to, bonus action rage. Then I'm gonna grapple this fellow.
Okay. This is the one
So-
that attacked you?
Yeah. So he will have to make an opposed athletics check.
Okay. Well, he's probably not going to do so. How about that?
28.
Nope. We got him.
All right, so I got him, and then I'm gonna hit him with my axe.
Okay. You do that.
Cool.
Well, maybe.
Oh, I do it. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Well, let's see.
But I am not gonna attack recklessly
Okay.
because I do not. Oh no, I am. I want those temporary hit points back.
Okay.
That's the other side of the coin. I absolutely love D&D Beyond because it's just like, oh, I'm just gonna roll and press a button. Can I attack with Great Weapon Fighter even though I grappled with my first attack?
No, because you can't actually grapple an attack with a two-handed axe with one hand grappling them.
All right, then I'm just gonna hit him with my
Armor.
spiky armor.
Sure.
In that case, I roll 18 plus 10 is 28.
Mm-hmm.
So that will deal a D8 plus 8. And that is a total of 11 points of damage.
Okay, 11 points of damage to this vampire.
I like to think that this weapon attack with your armor was a headbutt, so you just like have it.
Yeah, I like that. To this here vampire, you say? That's not good.
I do say.
Aha! I have nothing to do about that.
No.
So, that will be that for me.
Okay. Then, after Rick's turn, it is the Nightmare's turn. Let's see. It's gonna fly over and kick Oz.
No.
That's a 22.
Yeah. No, because I forgot my armor isn't in here. So I'm gonna shield.
Okay.
Woo!
All right. So then we're good there. And then it's back to the top of the round. Oz, it is your turn.
All right.
Clyde didn't go.
Oh, sorry, Clyde. Clyde, you're at the end of the round. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. How are we set up right now? Like who's on who?
I'm 40 feet away.
I'm on first.
There's 2 vampires on you. There's 1 vampire on Rick, and there's a nightmare on Oz.
Okay, I'm gonna try to angle myself so that I can get both of the vampires on me. And if there's someone in the distance that I could also hit, that'd be cool too. And I'm gonna sunbeam.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead and it's a con save? Dex save?
Yeah, Constitution saving throw.
Okay. No, they're gonna fail. I'm gonna say you're just gonna be able to get the 2 because they're kind of flanking you, so just circle around. But you'll get 2 of them, so go ahead and make your damage roll.
Um, 25 radiant damage.
Okay.
And if they fail, they are now blinded.
Okay.
Cool.
Right, yeah. So the one that Oz had stabbed initially turns to dust.
Woo!
And then this other one takes some damage.
Nice. And now he's stuck in sunlight.
Yes, he is. Okay. So,
Wait, real fast.
yeah.
Oh wait, no, never mind. I can't do it. It's 2 spells. Never mind.
Okay.
Ah!
I answered my own question. Don't worry about it.
Glad to help. All right, then, Oz, it's your turn.
All right. I am going to use my bonus action to hide
Okay.
from these blinded vampires.
Well, okay. So
And-
that's one of them.
Okay, yeah. Then I want to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter from hidden, so they have disadvantage on the save.
Okay. On who?
The blinded guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm hiding from him because he's blinded, and I feel like it'll be easier. And then once I'm hidden, I'm gonna cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter, get my magical ambusher feature.
Okay, so it's a wisdom saving throw?
Yes, at disadvantage.
Okay. That is only an 11. Nope, yeah, 11.
So he has failed.
Okay.
He instantly falls prone, and what I say to get him to laugh is I say, Rector nearly bought her a nice steak dinner and tipped handsomely.
He doesn't know why he finds that funny, but I guess
No
he's...
one does, and that's why it's funny to me.
All right, well, he's rolling around on the ground.
Laughing.
He gets
With
to
magic,
save.
anything is possible.
He gets to save at the end of his turn, start of his turn.
At the end.
Okay.
Oh, he also gets to make the save again whenever he takes damage.
Okay, well, he's taking 20 points of radiant damage right now because he's within sunlight.
Sunbeam.
So
Cool.
that is going to be a 21 for his save.
That'll pass.
So he's no longer. So that's as soon as he takes the damage, he starts his turn, and then he gets to make the save. So he does still have his turn currently. He's going to try and attack Clyde because Clyde's got the ball of sunlight. Attack rolls at disadvantage, though. That was good. That was cocked. That was worse. So it's a 13, so I'm assuming that misses Clyde.
Clyde's cooler than that.
And then second attack is a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Oof.
All right, so you are going to take 8 points of piercing damage. I'm sorry, no, wait, I missed. My bad. Hang on. I need to try this again. 11 points of slashing damage.
Woo.
And then you should make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
DC 10.
Oh, I can't fail.
Okay, well then there you go.
That's nice.
But I got a 20.
Okay, no, it's just as long as you get the 10, then you're good. All right, so you don't drop concentration on that. There is one other vampire left, and that's the one that's fighting Rick. So we're gonna try and fight Rick some more.
All right.
And you attacked recklessly, yes?
I did. Recklessly. Got it.
Well, that doesn't. So it's gonna deal to you 4 points of piercing damage.
2 points. Yep.
Yep. And 8 points of necrotic damage.
8.
And I assume that doesn't take out your temporary hit points, right?
No, it just does.
Okay. And then it's going to try and claw at you. It's just a straight roll. So that's going to be, with its claw, 4, 8, 11 points of slashing damage.
Woohoo! Cut that in half.
All right, and then after their turn, it is Rick's turn.
All right. So this guy I have grappled currently.
Correct.
All right. I would like to use what is the name of this ability that I have? I believe it's called Keep Your Enemies Closer.
Okay.
Ooh. Was that your shimmy shake?
That is my shimmy and shake. So I have successfully grappled a creature, and now I may use my action to force this creature to make a strength saving throw as I hug it tightly with love and shake it vigorously like that girl in Finding Nemo.
All right, it got a 16 on its saving
All right.
throw.
That's a fail because the DC is 18.
Okay.
So it will take 8d8 plus my strength modifier plus my rage bonus. And that is going to be with D&D Beyond. Plus, oh, that one's still spinning. That's cute. Oh, nice. So 48 plus 8 is 56 points of piercing type damage.
Okay.
Then I'm going to bonus action punch him recklessly.
Okay.
I love how you just did 58 damage with your armor, but if you were to have used the Sword Coast Adventure Guide Battle Rager, I think the most you can ever do with your armor is a D4.
No, it doesn't. You only get to do the offhand punch with the D4. The armor just does like 3 damage.
Ooh.
That's it. It's a
Okay.
solid number. It's not even a roll.
Glug.
And I
think
don't
that's-
know if it adds strength modifier. I think it's just 3 damage.
I think that's incredibly lame.
It is incredibly lame.
So
Which
I'm
is
gonna punch him with my fists right in his dumb vampire gut. And I'm going to have a 22 to hit.
that hits.
All right, and that will be a D4 plus 8, which is 10.
Okay, how are you going to kill this vampire guy?
Yeah, I want to uppercut him, but I want to like get my fist right in between his 2 stupid vampire teeth so that they get stuck on the outside of my fist. Bah! And just knock his head back and snap his neck.
Okay, he is dead.
All right.
On the sunlight that's there, he sort of just fizzles away. Then after your turn is the Nightmare's turn, who's going to attack you, Oz.
No!
Try to anyway.
Yes. He's gonna do it.
It's gonna try real hard. That is a 24 to hit.
I don't want to burn the. Yeah, one more shield. Yeah.
Okay.
Shield.
All right. There you go. Then it is Clyde's turn.
I'm gonna use my action to sunbeam who I can. Who's around me right now? The
So there
vampires.
is one vampire on you.
Oh, then yeah.
Okay. Oh, dex save. Con save. Nope.
20.
20. Okay. Then top of the round, it is Oz's turn.
All right. Is the area does the fire of the nightmare provide like illumination? Like, is it still dim light around it?
It provides illumination, yeah.
Okay.
So.
In that case, Owl is gonna fly up to it and caw, and then fly away. And I am going to do a leaping stab at its tummy bits and try and stab it with booming blade.
All right.
All right. Do it.
19 on the roll, so a lot.
Yeah, that is.
All right, cool.
This nightmare.
All right, so that is. Do you need me to separate any of the damage?
Nope, we're good.
Okay, cool. Shit. Sorry, I had hit too many D6s in D&D Beyond, and I was trying to undo it, and that's not how things work. It's gonna be 52 damage to this horse thing.
Okay. You do 52 damage to this horse thing.
All right, and then I'm going to run 40 feet away back towards the other guys and attempt to hide behind Rick.
Okay.
That's the right way.
Is Rick in dim light?
Isn't all light around here, Dan?
Sort of.
Oh, how much light does Sunbeam give off, Celine?
Oh, a lot. I think.
Oh wait, here. It sheds 30-foot radius.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dim light for an additional 30 feet.
Okay,
bright,
cool.
It's bright light 30, then 30. Yeah.
Then it's only a 30 on my stealth check.
Okay.
Pretty
Oh,
lame.
Well then. So what are you hiding? You're hiding behind Rick?
I'm hiding behind Rick.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So then it is
By my manliness.
the vampire's turn, and it sizzles a bunch from the sunlight being present.
Guys.
This is the one fighting Clyde, so it's going to go and try and attack Clyde
Ah.
reasonable.
at disadvantage because of
Sunlight
thing.
hypersensitivity.
22 hits you? Yeah.
What?
22 hits you?
Oh, yes.
So you will take 9 points piercing damage and 8 points of necrotic damage, which also lowers your maximum hit points by that amount.
Yep.
And then that's a natural 20 that turns into a 10 for disadvantage. So, oh, on that first one though, all that damage, that was, how much was that? That was 9. And then what was the necrotic damage? 7?
8.
8?
Yeah.
All right, so you said you can't fail a DC 10 check? Concentration check, right?
Right.
Okay, so then you're fine. And then after that, it is Rick's turn.
All right. Fantastic. I am going to swagger up to this last vampire, and I am going to swing recklessly with great weapon fighting with Storm's Herald. Because those are all things that I could do. Natural 1, but also a 12, which when I add 7 to it is 19.
19 hits.
All right. 1d12 plus 9 plus a d6 for thunder damage plus 10. 21 plus 10, 31 damage.
Okay. Yeah, how do you want to kill this vampire?
I would like to kill him with my axe. I want to like sneak up behind him, Scooby-Doo style, and just like as he looks like he's about to attack Clyde again, just like slice him down the middle.
Okay. You do that, and then all that's left is the nightmare, but it is about like 40 feet away from you at this point.
Aha! I throw my axe at it, for it is a thrown weapon.
Sure, it will still be. I think you can't recklessly throw something, I believe.
No, and I can't great weapon throw it either.
No, I don't think so.
So I'll just throw it regularly, which is still good because I'm real good at that. I'll get as close as I can so that I'm within throwing range.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will roll a d20 plus 12. 6 plus 12, 18?
18 will hit.
All right.
I like to imagine that since I was hiding behind Rick, when he ran up to attack, I'm just like frozen in place, hoping that if I don't move, no one notices.
That sounds like an Oz thing.
3 plus 9 plus 4 is 13, 16. 16 points of damage.
All right. It hits this horse and it clatters to the ground. And your axe rather clatters to the ground.
Yes.
And then the horse is like, and it disappears. And you are out of combat.
Cool.
Oh.
Wait, what happens with my max HP now?
It's still lowered.
Can I fix it?
Yeah, when you take a long rest.
You guys okay? Everyone okay? You guys got bit? Does anyone need a tissue or something? I'm not sure.
I did get bit a little, but I feel okay.
Okay.
Maybe a little off, but not like bad.
Okay.
How you doing? You feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm unscathed.
Okay. just letting you know, I think that's probably your guy there. Did
What?
that. The guy
What?
you like. His name that we're not supposed to say.
Oh, I mean, I think we could call him the guy who likes me. So
That's true. That's true. We could say both of those things.
I didn't say that I
How you
liked
doing, Clyde? You all right?
I'm suspicious. He keeps calling you Tatiana, all right? That means he doesn't like you. He likes who you think you are.
Wait.
He doesn't like you for you.
I
He doesn't
agree.
like you for you.
I know I agree with all of the words that you're saying to me. But and yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep what you, but we gotta keep moving. We have a date. Not a date. We don't have a date. We have an arrangement. We have an appointment in a couple days, and we should get on the road.
Rick makes meaningful eye contact with Clyde.
He makes meaningful eye contact.
Yeah.
I'm meaning to make eye contact with someone.
Nobody's making eye contact with you. We're making eye contact with each other right now.
That's fair.
All right, so you guys continue down the Svalach Road towards Valaki, which that was a fun trip there, little day. So it looks like, if I'm understanding this correctly, Valaki is it's actually not that far. It's only a couple miles, like 3 miles, I think, down the road.
Cool.
So you guys are able to make your way into the town of Valaki. Or sorry, no, I lied. I'm lying. You guys make your way to a crossroads. That's what that is. After about 3 miles travel, you make your way to a crossroads where you can see a sign pointing back the way you just came. Is pointing to Kresk. One pointing to the east reads Valaki. Southwest points to the Wizard of Wines, which you also know where that is.
All right, so this once we come back here and head to the tower, we know that if we go to the Wizard of Wines, we'll be closer to where we want to be.
Yeah.
And
that is good to know.
Yeah, there is. So that's at the crossroads, and you can see basically from where you are, there are. And I guess I misspoke last time, but you would have passed through this crossroads when you went to Kresk in the first place.
Cool.
So one goes to Kresk, one's kind of the back the way you came when you came from the tower, and there are 3 other paths off of this road. But yeah, you have just the general, the one telling you it goes to the Wizards of Wines, which you know, the one that goes to Kresk, which you know, and the one that goes to Valaki. But there are 2 other paths that lead here. 2 of them seem to be roads, and one of those will lead towards Valaki, but then one of the other ones is kind of a more like beaten trail, if you will, like a trail through the woods. It looks like.
We took a map of Barovia from the Burgermeister's house. So
Yeah,
that's true.
She died.
Where does this road lead? Is it on the map?
Maybe. It leads to a lake.
Oh, okay.
And then
You're not gonna go to a lake, right?
And then it sort of catches back up a little bit further south, meets up with another river.
All right.
That's where it is.
We've been attacked on the road, and it seems pretty treacherous. You guys think boat travel would be safer?
Oh,
No,
I should.
no.
Sorry, I should say that this lake is not like. This is a small lake. It's not like a big lake that will allow you to traverse to multiple places. It's like you go up north, and there's like a little lake. And then the lake is there, and that's it.
Oh, okay.
It's housed in lake. If you were to travel through your path, I mean, it's going to take you through the woods. It'll bring you also close to Valaki, but it's do you want to travel on the road or through the woods? I'll say that you can see if you travel the road that leads to Valaki on the road, there's another fork in that you can see. The kind of the northern path takes you to Valaki. The southern path points to, I guess they would have it on the map, which would be the ruined mansion of, or actually it just says Argynvosthold. And then way to the south on the other path that that doesn't point in any of the directions that you would want to go, way down you can see it's got the Amber Temple all the way at the bottom.
All right, let's just keep going to Kresk.
Who's this Amber girl?
I
Got a
don't
whole
know.
got a
I
whole
don't-
temple.
What? Yeah. Why would we? It's wet. We don't have time.
You know what? I bet that was what's his face's last girlfriend. Amber.
Amber? No, it was
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what it was? I don't know.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Ugh.
I don't really care.
I'm just a blah, blah, blah.
It's not even like-
All right. I don't really particularly feel like struggling through the woods. I look at the woods; they look thick and terrible, right?
Yeah, and it's funny, the one that leads to the south, that leads towards that temple for that girl named Amber, that has the least amount of travel through the woods.
But it's in the totally wrong direction.
Correct. The farthest of southerly directions. But it seems to be in a nice kind of mountainous, non-foresty area.
Hmm.
So there's that.
Well, it's got that going for it. Maybe Amber was a dwarf.
Sounds like a dwarf name.
Sounds like a dwarf name. Let's go on the road, I think.
Yeah, the road to Velaki. Let's keep
Yeah.
going.
All right.
So you guys travel on the road for about another 3 miles, and you can see that you come up to this fork in the road, where the kind of left path will lead you winding through the woods even further towards Velaki, and the southern, or the right road, is going to take you out of the forest to this Argynvost hole, which is up on a hill.
Velaki.
Okay. So then, Jake, I need you to roll me a d20, please.
All right, I can do that. Roll a d20, and it's 13. Bad luck.
Okay, we'll see how bad it is.
Not too bad.
Okay. So you guys see emotion up ahead as you're traversing through this dark forest. You know, it was kind of dark and spooky out in the open because of just the way the shade kind of happens during the daytime. But now it's even darker as the kind of canopy of the trees begins to fold in and blocks even more sunlight from making its way into the forest. You see a vision in a white shift, a young pale woman walking barefoot along the road. She seems completely oblivious to her surroundings, and she's kind of idly playing with her hair, staring at the ground, kind of stumbling from foot to foot. She's making her way towards you, and she seems to be completely unaware of you. And as she gets a little bit closer, you can see blood kind of on her nightgown shoulder and her neck from 2 suspiciously circular wounds. And she's just kind of like in a daze, just kind of, you know, maybe looks like she might be a little exsanguinated as she's making her way towards you.
Looking kind of pale.
Little pale, yeah.
We're gonna kill her.
Out of it, though, it seems
Oh,
to be.
This is a lady so far. Hey, lady.
Yeah, lady.
Yeah, she kind of
That's the way to do
like seems to be like broken out of some kind of like stupor and looks up at all of you, and she seems like she's real out of it.
Hey, lady, we're going to Velaki. You want to come to Velaki? Do you need some water? Are you drunk?
Would Greater Restoration help her?
She's just like, you got so much information at the same, and she's just like, and she seems to like stare off.
That gouger leaf.
And she's like having a really hard time, like seemingly pulling thoughts together. And she says that, yeah, Velaki sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can
let's.
you help this girl?
I can try.
Cool.
Yeah, Velaki. So
Alright,
what?
gonna try Greater Restoration.
Okay. You cast Greater Restoration on her. She still seems pretty out of it. Doesn't seem like she was drunk or poisoned or diseased or afflicted by petrification or
Or petrified.
No, the walking part is sort of the antithesis of petrification. But she seems like a little less pale, but not like still kind of out of it. I don't believe Greater Restoration has the ability to restore loss of blood. I don't think it's not especially specific beats general in Dungeons and Dragons, and it does not specifically say adds back pints of blood.
All right. Well, that's fair. Here, have these nuts, and I give her some walnuts.
She's just like,
Yeah, give her some water.
and she's like, almost mindlessly eating these nuts that you hand her, and then, like, eventually, like, she runs out of the nuts and like is still motioning like there's nothing there. She's kind of like going through the motions, and then like realizes that there's nothing there.
She's nuts.
Where do you live, lady?
What's your name, lady?
And he's wait. So yes, where does she live? That was the question.
And what's her name?
She says, maybe Valaki.
Cool.
All right.
All right, maybe Valaki. Let's head out.
She says, I'm Lucinda.
Cool. All right, Lucinda, we're gonna get you home as long as it's in Valaki.
Yeah.
I think that's where it is.
All right.
Yeah, maybe.
What have you been up to just lately? I'll say as I slowly push her in the direction of Valaki. Yep.
Maybe kill us?
And she's like, I don't really remember. One of my neighbors, I think, came over. I think a neighbor said they needed help with a problem. And I invited them in my house, and then I don't really remember what happened.
Aha.
Never invite them into your house.
Cool.
I hear that.
He looks pointedly at Rick.
That was your choice, Clyde. That was your choice. I was just following your lead.
That was not my choice. You're the one who invited him in.
Yeah, no, but you opened the door.
Well, yeah, but you shouldn't have invited him in.
I could not.
Okay.
It's easy. You say no, thank you.
I literally couldn't say that.
And she's just kind of like, so doddering along.
Clyde, while I'm on your side in principle, at this point it's a moot point because he's already in.
Yeah. She's walking faster than our walking speed, but slower than our running speed. Like the worst kind of NPC.
No, she's actually just super slow. Like your walk speed, you gotta walk 3 steps and then wait for her to catch up.
We
And
like
then-
here?
I'm not the person to ask that. I mean,
I can't
you could
do
summon a horse and she could ride it, right? Actually, how long can you summon a horse for?
You could just be a horse.
Yeah, but if she can summon a horse, maybe she could summon a bunch of horses.
I don't know how that works.
I don't either.
Wait, was it conjure?
I thought you knew how magic worked, Oz.
Yes, but not every magic.
Well, maybe you should study harder.
When?
What's its challenge?
When? I don't know. All the time.
What's its challenge rating?
A half?
We're trying
Depends
to
on
save
the
the
horse.
world.
Yeah, I think half for like a war horse.
I get 4 horses.
What's the duration of the spell?
I don't know.
I'm talking to her, but
I
I'm
know.
trying to make it so that they can hear me.
I know.
Concentration
All right, so I mean, if you cast a spell, we could have 4 horses for an hour.
We can do that.
The only problem is I will kill a horse if I ride it.
Yeah, but it's a magical horse.
It'll still die immediately.
Also, it's a fun fact. I'm not gonna. We haven't ever discussed it, but I'm not going to start doing that now. But it's a fun fact. Conjure animals is way worse than everyone thinks it is
Oh, why?
because you don't get to pick what they turn into. You pick the challenge rating, and the DM picks the animal. That's how the spell is written. Yep. You say I want 4 animals of challenge rating 1, and the DM, in theory, can just be like, "Cool, you get 4 octopuses."
Hey, those are fine. Kevin, and
But again, that's just how it's supposed to work. Most people just let people summon whatever they want. But yeah, the spells as written, I think it's for almost all of them too. Like you don't like for any of them. I think like even the fairy ones, like the later ones, I think you just get to like you pick the challenge rating, and that's why it says like the DM has the stats for these creatures because they just are like this, which is annoying because it kind of makes the spell almost useless. But anyway, what's the plan? Giant constrictor snakes. It's not a, in theory, not the viable option because you don't know what you're gonna get.
I mean, either we walk slow or we try this.
I could just pick her up over my head.
I don't pick her, they pick. Kind of ambiguous. The way it's written. It just says the GM has the creature's statistic.
Well, either way, I still don't know what your plans. I'm not gonna change it now, but either way, what's the plan?
Let's summon up some horses.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
Okay. So you take some time and conjure.
Take my pants off, so I don't kill the horse.
She seems fine with it.
Just wear my torn through long johns.
Yeah, those are something
old at this point.
Yeah, session 1 old.
Yep.
So yeah, you take off your pants. Clyde, I don't know how normal you think this is, but Rick's like, don't worry, I'll carry her, and then takes his pants off.
I thought we were summoning the horses.
Wildfire. She saw wildfire in her underpants.
That's true. I guess it's just maybe it's a thing.
This is almost like pants. They're long johns.
Whole thing, I guess.
All right. So you put on 4. You summon 4 horses. You guys all climb on your horses and set off towards Vlaki.
Yeah.
Yep.
That sounds right.
Okay, you do so. After about 5 minutes, you guys look back, and Lucinda's like on the ground, and the horses look like she fell off the horse.
Lucinda.
Like she's just kind of like very weak and fell off the horse.
All right, I'll just carry her, I guess. I put my pants back on, but then I take my gloves off.
We can strap her in.
Can you do that?
Do we have rope?
Yeah.
I assume. It's a pretty.
Wouldn't be able to.
All right, I don't really ride animals because I have to take my pants off.
If you don't want to, we don't have to.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Let me just take my pants off again. It takes 5 minutes.
Okay.
Click. Yep.
To the horse.
See, now you wish you'd taken Craig McNuckles up on his sentinel armor. You step out of.
I don't have any attunement slots, Ted.
I know. Well, yeah, I mean, he kept telling you we can work these together. You just got to spend the time and start combining things into one.
Craig knows I only have like 3 to 5 days tops.
Well,
anytime I go to Carrickfern,
it doesn't make.
We have a story going on, and there's a certain speed that goes along with it.
Anyway, so
Carrickfern for 3 months.
No one said it was 3 months, but that's regardless. Anyway, so you start trying to like. You said you were sewing her into it, or like, what were you doing?
Just tying her on.
Tying her on. Gotcha. Okay, so as you're over there tying her on to the horse, Clyde, you sort of feel like a tingle at the back of your neck as her eyes like slowly ascend to the sky, and she goes, "He's here." And you
start putting my pants.
No, and you see, like a massive bat with like a 10-foot long wingspan coming in from the sky, and as it gets over top of you, it begins to kind of swirl downward. And you watch as it begins to swirl downward, that bat wingspan turns into a cloak, and slowly descending next to you all is your good friend from the night before, Strad von Zarovich.
I moved away from the horse with the girl on it.
And then he says, "Oh, there you are, my dear Lucinda. You shouldn't be wandering off like that." you might meet unsavory characters. And he goes and like, picks her up, and he says, I'm so sorry. Do not worry. I will take her home.
Okay.
Now, see, the problem with that is that she's got those bite marks in her neck, and she seems to be completely out of it. Was that you?
And he says, of course not.
I would like to insight. As despite my inability to insight things, this seems like a lie.
Oh, can I do insight?
Sure.
You should. Yeah, I rolled a 1. So a 1 plus a 1 is a 2. So I'm like, of course. That makes sense. You've always been a cool guy.
15 was my best roll.
Seems like he's telling the truth.
Clyde's still a little bit suspicious because she's just naturally suspicious of this person.
Okay.
And he's like, do not worry. I will take her. I will take her.
Where's she from?
How do you know her?
Okay.
And he like winks at you, Oz.
Clyde smacks Oz up the head as he giggles.
Sorry.
And he says, we are old friends. Do not worry, I will bring her home.
He's gonna help her. Thank you.
She is a very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Okay. So we're still on for we're 4 days. Well, I mean, yeah, right?
3 days.
I mean, I would take it as a great disservice if you would not attend my dinner party.
Oh no, I was just confirming, you know, because like sometimes things change, and I just wanted to make sure that like if we're coming, then like you're still ready for us. I don't know what I'm saying.
Do not worry. It will be the grandest of dinners and wonderful parties. All
Cool,
for
man.
you.
I'm so excited. Hey, thanks for taking care of this girl, because she was just incredibly slow.
That's
Yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
We don't want to be late for dinner.
I completely understand. Do not worry. I'll take very good care of her.
Like a solid steak dinner or something. She's looking really pale.
And he says yes, or something.
Yeah,
Or something. Yeah, I mean, maybe not necessarily steak. I don't know what.
He says,
Classic.
do not worry. She's in very capable hands.
She's in good hands. We're just gonna yeah. Thank you. So we're gonna head over.
Yep.
Strong but delicate hands.
We're gonna head out. So we'll see you soon, right?
In just a few days' time.
Okay.
And then he will arch his eyebrow at Clyde, and then he will take off into the sky. And they will like.
We're just like the like focuses in on
Yep.
Clyde.
What a nice guy, you know.
Guys, this is a crazy coincidence, but I can also turn into a bat now. So him and I have a lot in common.
I can also turn into a bat, Oz, okay?
You know what? You guys are showing off, all right? Just because I can't turn into a bat.
Do you want to turn into a bat?
No, shut up. Let's go.
I can turn you into a bat if you
I
want.
don't want to be a bat. I just don't want you guys to brag about it all the time.
We could swap cloaks, and then you could be a bat for a little while, and I'll be able to teleport once.
We have a spider and a bat.
When you say it like that, that's very demeaning. I start walking away from you.
Hey, I'm just trying to be nice, man.
No, see, Rick's the spider of the group.
Yeah, I don't know why he's being so sensitive. He's so powerful without magic, and I have to study all these big words and fancy hand movements even to keep up.
I'm outside of speaking distance.
I cast message and say it right in your head. I don't, because I was saying it and like I wasn't talking to you, so that wouldn't.
All right, that's nice because that would be super intrusive and not fun.
Yeah, I was
Rock.
Really
Rock.
hurt his feelings.
rock the block.
Rick the brick and rock the brock.
Oh, he wants to be a Pokemon breeder. Anyway, yeah. So you guys continue on for. As it starts to get to the evening times, the wonderful evening times here in the land of Barovia, and you guys find yourself at another crossroads. In a river, no less. So there's an X intersection. You can see you can go in one of the 4 directions. One of them seems to, on your map, lead you back to the path that kind of connects to go to that Argynvost hold. The one that's obviously the way you just came. And then the other one is going to lead you far south to an area that says the ruins of Berez. And then the other one leads you to where you want to go, to Vallaki.
Lucky. Yep.
Okay. Celine, go ahead and roll me a d20.
And
As-
Celine, we want to roll low. So, like, we're tagging you in, girl.
Girl.
Natural 1.
Yay.
Okay, good. This is Ted's Barovia. There is no good rolls here.
Okay,
So the sun begins to
You
set.
did a good job, Celine.
Well, we'll see. The sun begins to set here in Barovia. If you thought it was scary and spooky in the daytime, let me tell you, it can get worse. So you guys are traveling down the road. Are you on horseback still?
if it's
Oh, it would have eventually ended. So
It's
Yeah,
only an
so-
hour,
yeah, so
probably
you
we could walk the rest of the way.
so you would ride for an hour, and then as the you continue past. I'll say you probably got to the crossroads with the horses, and then beyond the crossroads, they had since dissipated. You guys hear the sound of galloping. A horse must be approaching. But you see that the mists have drawn very, very close to the road that you're traveling on. And it's hard to make out any shapes as everything is obscured by the mists.
Can I have produced
Sort of scary during the daytime.
light?
Yeah, to make light, sure. You can cast Produce Flame. You're holding a little fire in your hand there.
All right.
Just like a little one to like. I mean, is that a bad idea? Should we be in the dark?
No, that's a good idea.
Well, and then I can get rid of a chunk of fog around us. But that, I mean, we're moving, so we'll
Yeah.
I guess.
Oz is gonna kind of like close his eyes and like go almost zen and try and focus on his blind sense ability that he just got.
Ooh.
It only goes out 10 feet.
It does only go out 10 feet, but it's better than nothing.
All right. Sure. So you do that. And then as you guys are figuring it out, you hear the horse begins to close, gets significantly closer. And it kind of arrives at a trot where you heard it was pretty galloping pretty hard before. And the fog seems to cling to this horse as it moves closer to you. And you notice there's no rider on this horse.
Oh.
But that's not the
Like-
only thing weird about it. Its flesh is in tatters. There's wounds all over it. The horse's face is out of a skull with just barely pieces of flesh like stuck to it. And it rears back as horses do. And it whinnies and it clomps to halt about a couple, like maybe 10, 15 feet away from you. And you can see when it snorts, it's more of that mist comes out of its nostrils. And it kind of just like is like almost like pacing, clopping back and forth, staring at you.
I would like to make a handle animal check to try and calm it down. I'm gonna pull out rations. I'm gonna pull out a little bit of jerky in one hand, and the longest either legume or vegetable I have. I want to hold out a little meat, a little veggie, and be like, and do like stereotypical horse noises, like, "Here, boy, come here. Got a snack for you, buddy.
Okay.
You're a good boy."
Sure, you can go ahead and make your check.
That is gonna be a natural 1, but halfling.
Sure.
I am going to get ready to beat this thing like a dead horse.
15. Before I do that, can I get a little guidance, Clyde?
I don't have that.
Yes, you do.
Clyde, you
I don't have the
100%
class name.
have
I
guidance.
don't have it. I have Druidcraft, Produce Flame, Shillelagh, Thunderclap.
She doesn't have guidance because Flint had guidance.
Exactly. We've talked about this.
This was my fault, and I'm the jerk.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Celine, you could have inspiration for knowing your own character.
Wow, know your role, Celine.
So that's just gonna be a 15.
All right. It wasn't going to succeed, but an extra doesn't succeed because I'm giving you inverse inspiration for calling out Celine.
Oh, no.
So
Inspiration.
Yeah, inspiration. Yeah, despiration? Do you have a xylophone next to you?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect.
We all get a
Beautiful.
magical sound off.
Turn the page.
That's funny.
Anyway. So yeah, you try to like, and it kind of just like snorts again at you, and you get that blast of cold mist in your face, which is weird because normally like when a horse would like snort at you, it'd be very like warm and like humid, and it is like ice cold. And it's again, it's a very thick fog, almost as though it is the mists themselves, and then it kind of just like it stares at you, Oz, and it like starts to walk past you and past the group passively, not
Let it.
and then like it's continuing, like as it's walking past, it's like continuing to look at you, and then like as it gets past you, the head swivels around on the vertebrae, and it still's looking at you as it's walking away, and then eventually it walks away into the mists, and then you lose sight of it.
Well, that was weird.
I thought maybe if we got Rick an undead horse, he wouldn't have to take his pants off.
It's fair. Yep. Well, you never look a dead horse in the mouth.
Like you made the dead horse happen.
But you were here the whole time, so you know I didn't.
Right.
So continuing down the old Slavic road,
I don't like it here at night.
it gets a little bit wide. It takes a little bit of a turn as you're heading towards Vlaki. And then again, you get that eerie prickling as you can feel the hair on the back of your neck stand up, which is pretty much always in a state of stood up here in Barovia, but it's worse. It's nighttime. There's that sense of being watched, that you think someone's out there, and like in any other place you might be able to convince yourself, no, I'm just being paranoid. It's real hard to shake that feeling here. And as you kind of round this bend, you begin to see a glow of a particular color, and that color is orange in the mists ahead of you. And you see it seems to be moving towards you. And then after a few seconds, you can see a figure begins to emerge. And you can see that it is that of a bone pale man carrying his head in his hands, and his eyes and mouth are gaping open, and that's where the orange light is spilling out of. He's dressed in very old, decayed finery over very rusted chainmail, and he has a seemingly perfectly crafted longsword at his side, and a voice just sort of like emanates from the mouth, which the lips don't move. The mouth is open, just portraying this like beam of orange light. And it just says, horse. That's all it says.
Yeah, you just missed it.
And it just kind of like, it like turns its head and like looks at you, Rick.
Yeah.
And then it just like, did you give it a direction?
Direction.
Okay.
Yeah.
We pointed the way the horse went.
Yeah, those guys pointed. I said he just missed it.
And he just like slowly turns and like has his head lamp, as it were, and he just continues to walk towards where he thinks the horse is.
It's like an hour ahead of you.
And he just continues to walk slowly. I guess he's walking the same way you guys are at the moment.
I do that awkward thing where like I start to walk unreasonably fast, so we're not walking like at the same pace next to each other in the right direction.
Right.
And then once we get a decent way away, I'm gonna look at these guys and be like, so how much of this are we gonna tell everyone?
Look, if we can get out of here, all of us, well, I'll be happy. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's a now thing to decide.
You know what? I think that Flint guy's a little too sensitive to hear about any of this.
Yeah, he does seem like he wouldn't handle it well.
Probably not. Theron might be okay. How would Wildfire react?
She'd be
I
fine. She's like she's a
never-
fucking brick wall of not emotion.
never know what she's gonna do from one moment to the next.
She'd be fine.
Okay. So yeah, we could probably. I mean,
And
some of
Wa-
the highlights. Stuff.
And Wave would just be like, "Whoa, man!
Where's
I'm
Gorn?
gonna be honest. I wish he was here."
Yeah, Wave's great. One of the best things about him is that he's very himself.
Yeah. His like oblivious.
He's
"Whoa."
like the ocean.
He's like the ocean. He's consistent, but not necessarily good.
But not necessarily bad, but also there all the time.
Yeah.
I
Like,
miss him.
Whenever you need it, there it is.
There's the ocean.
So,
Could
yeah,
help, could hurt, but it's there.
I wish that kind of steadfast dumbness would be kind of comforting in this scenario.
It would be.
Uh,
Anyway, did anybody else like really want to make like head jokes around that guy?
I was too startled, honestly.
yeah. No.
I did
Maybe
not.
I was just ahead of my time.
Talk to the horse.
I'm sorry.
You're certainly heading in the right direction.
See, you get it.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
All
All right.
Yep.
You did it, Ted. You sent him there.
This was the game that Ted canceled Nerd Immersion.
Oh no.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. That's
Doing
been fun.
So good lately.
It was fun, and then it wasn't. So there we go. End of game. No, you can actually blame Clyde for this, for rolling that natural one, because that was that encounter was.
All right, cool.
Okay, cool.
The headless horseman.
I liked it.
The headless horseless man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, had you reunited them, like, then maybe something would have happened. But
We didn't know that the horse was there. though.
no, you didn't, and there's no reason you should have. But I feel like Oz was just like, I'm gonna get this horse, and I had no idea why, but
He tried.
he did. All right, so you guys continue onward, and you make your way towards Vlaki, and you basically make your way to the town gate. Or sorry, the village gate. Actually, there is no gate. Just make your way to the outskirts of the village,
Nice.
and that is where we are going to take a short break.
Delightful.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Switch from margaritas to coffee.
Yes. So we will all be right back, folks. Thank you for coming to hang out with us tonight. We're in Barovia, so that presents its own set of dilemmas. But we will see. Oh, I just saw there was a trinket donated.
Yay!
So sorry about that. It was for Oz.
Yay! Thank you.
So I'm going to go check that right now. Hang on. Because my chat app does not tell me if things are done through Twitch currency. So that explains why that is.
Getting those bits.
Well, no, this is just Twitch channel points,
Oh.
which are like the same thing as Flint Bucks, but Twitch finally realized that it was a good idea for them to do that.
Huh.
Something that other people have been doing through other means for years. I need you to roll me a D54, Sean.
Ooh, don't roll an 8.
Don't roll an 8.
Do it. Roll an 8. I want it so bad.
6, and then you -2. 12.
Ooh. A glass cutter.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's a useful tool.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep,
So-
that's one of the most useful things we've come across.
Yeah. Well, the rogue ones are pretty useful.
The barbarian ones. Are
Now we just gotta find something with glass on it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we will be right back, folks. I will put on some music, and we'll catch you in just a second. You, in all of your opinion, what is the worst, your own personal, however you want to quantify it, worst spell in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition?
The cantrip resistance. Is the
Oh, I was thinking the cantrip sure strike
Mm.
or true strike.
Yeah, True Strike. Resistance is the one that adds a. What does that one do?
I think it's a D4 if you have to make a saving throw.
Yeah, saving throw.
Like,
Okay.
how could you possibly know? Like,
there are situations where, like, when I was
Sure. That was a sentence.
ah.
Celine?
I don't know. I don't know a lot of the spells in D&D because I haven't played every like spellcasting type. So like there are some that I absolutely don't know. And
I mean, I feel like you've mostly played spellcasters when I think about it.
But I mean,
well,
she keeps playing the same spellcaster.
yeah.
I mean, I guess so. Clyde was separate, but like, I think Wildfire and Darian are different.
They have very
Sean
similar
usually
spells.
helps me pick the spells, so I just list them, and he'll tell me like maybe yes, no, like if they're good or not.
That's true.
So like I never actually look at the bad ones.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Sure.
What about you, Internet? Sound off in the chat with your worst spell in 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. I know what most people are going to say, but
What do
Go
you
ahead.
think, Ted?
What's yours, Ted?
Yeah.
find traps.
Okay.
Because it doesn't let you know where the traps are. So
It's
there
120
are, in
feet
fact, traps.
only in your line of sight. And it's not just a trap. It will let you know of something harmful or undesirable. And it will not tell you how many traps there are. It will not tell you where the traps are. It will tell you that there are traps and they do something like this. There any traps here? Well, let me cast find traps. Yep. Well, where are they? I don't know. How many of them are there? I don't know. What do you know? One of them does pointy damage and the other one does fire. Does that mean there's only one of each? No, there could be 10 of both. I don't know. Oh, and if it goes around that corner where I can't see, I have no concept. So good luck.
I'm going to throw out a secondary option. Weird as a 9th level spell.
Oh, yeah, weird
really
is
terrible.
It's the worst. It's like Phantasmal Killer, but worse.
Yeah, it's like that's what is it? Synaptic static or something?
No, it's make a wisdom saving throw. It's a 9th level spell. All creatures within 30 feet make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened. If you fail the first saving throw and are frightened, at the end of your next turn, you make another wisdom saving throw. And if you fail that wisdom saving throw, then you take 4d10 psychic damage. You get to make that save again at the end of every one of your turns. If you're immune to frighten, this has no effect, and it's concentration for a minute. And it's a 9th level spell.
Yeah, it's really compared to every other 9th level spell pretty lame.
Yep.
Especially when you think like Wish is a 9th level spell, you know?
Yeah, so is Mass Heal, which is like, here's 700 hit points. Split it up however you want.
Yep. So.
Yep.
I think we can agree that weird is unusual.
You mean weird? Is weird?
No, it's just unusual. Unusually bad.
Perplexing?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't really love Time Stop either, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to it.
All right, so you guys find yourself in Vallaki. And you're looking for, let's see. Dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them, planted in the ground, and flanking the road outside the gates are a half dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them. No, maybe there still is that. Let's go with that. All right, so you guys are looking for a place to stay?
Yeah. If there's anyone on the street, we'll be like, hey, where do we get around? Hey, lady!
Well, there is the Blue Water Inn.
Sure, we go there.
Yeah, okay, so you guys go to the Blue Water Inn. And it is just that, an inn. Has 3 floors, looks like. Yeah, and you're able to get food and water. And there's also some wine, as well.
All right, I feel like we should go up to the bar and like eat and drink up there and try and get some info from the bartender.
Okay.
So yeah, while we're eating, I'm gonna be like, hey, so we're new in town, and I wait to see what her reaction is to that.
Well, there's just like, what do you want to drink?
All right. Ale for or wine for everyone, please. So we're new in town. We have a couple of questions. Do you mind if we bend your ear a little bit?
Sure.
So we've heard about these folk called the Vistani.
Hmm.
Do you know if there are any Vistani in the immediate area?
They will tell you that the main... You know what? I'll say this. Why don't you make me a charisma investigation check for gathering information?
An 11.
Yeah, they'll tell you most of them. They travel all around, but mostly Barovia would be the best place.
All right, the village.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, cool.
So
Cool.
what else did you guys want to know?
So anyway, you hear any of these types of people?
No, we know which one we're looking for. We're looking for the hero of light. Any local legends of heroes who didn't do so well in their struggles?
There's just like a general laughter from the entire bar.
This
I never
again.
got that reaction on purpose. This is something.
Fair enough. What kind of food you guys got?
They'll be like, yeah, we got some bread and some cheese. And, you know,
Some
wine.
Get some bread and cheese.
You get some bread and cheese.
How is it?
Cheese is a little sweaty. Bread's like a little stale.
Cool. So, I know we've heard that, no one can leave except for the Vistani. No one can leave Barovia, right?
Yep.
Is there like a way? How can we make that not true? Like, is there a way that people could leave? Is there anything we could do to, like, is there like a rock we could find, or an amulet, or a god, or something?
And they're like, well, the story goes, slay the devil. And then the mists will recede, and people will be able to leave and return.
People have been saying that. Yeah.
Okay. What if is there a way to, like, if you're really nice to the devil, he lets you leave? Is that a thing?
Is the devil alive?
And they're like, well, I guess it depends on your definition of alive.
All the way alive.
As in not undead?
Yeah.
Then no.
Great. Cool. Oz, deal with that. I'm gonna go, and I go back into the kitchen because I got some words for whoever the cook is here.
Oh, I have one more question.
Cheese and bread.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I don't remember. Did we find out who Tatiana is from the Burgermeister? Did she know?
No, she didn't.
No, you mentioned Strahd by name before we found
Okay, then
out.
I'm gonna ask this lady. So, is there any association between this devil and the name Tatiana?
And then again, there's a general kind of like hush in the bar. And the general consensus with your 11 gather information there is yes, definitely there is. He's always looking for his Tatiana. And she always eludes him because
So
the
let's
dark...
say let's say he finds his Tatiana.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think would happen then?
Well, they're like, no one knows, because so it goes. The dark powers cursed him to never be able to be with her, and he's constantly on the search for her. And every time it seems as though he will almost win, the dark powers will snatch her away in one form or another, so that he will be forever tormented, as he is cursed as part of this land.
Oh!
So,
So what usually happens to these Tatianis?
Sometimes they leave, sometimes they're killed, sometimes no one knows.
Okay, this was illuminating. I'm gonna drink in silence for a while.
I
let's
bust into the kitchen.
pocket and give it to Oz.
Okay?
What?
I'm gonna pull a cake out of my pocket and give it to you.
Thank you. Wildfire never gives me cake.
You bust into the kitchen, Rick.
All right. Is there a chef in here?
There's a guy.
What kind of food is this?
And he goes, "This bread and cheese."
Yeah, I know. That's not how you draw in customers.
He
Man.
says, "Can you eat it?"
Barely.
Then it is food.
I want to show this guy how to cook food.
And he's like, "No, this bread, this cheese. You eat
No,
bread,
look,
you
look.
eat cheese. Everyone happy."
Not only can you take that, all right, look, I have this stuff. I got it from a place called Waterdeep. It's called mayonnaise. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some mayonnaise. All right, we're gonna start up.
And he goes, "Do you be able to go to this water deep whenever you wish to get more of this mayonnaise?" No,
Yeah,
probably
no,
not
no.
because of the dark powers. So
Look,
this would be
literally just
wonderful.
Eggs and oil. It's eggs and oil. You take eggs, you take oil. And
Did you
swap
see
them up.
many chickens on your way here? No, you did not.
Let me just show you.
And he goes, "Why should I even bother doing this if I will never be able to do it again?"
Well, because I'll leave the rest of it. You do it like 6 or 7 more times.
And he's just like,
I'm gonna start cooking. If he doesn't like it, he can try and stop.
he just walks away. He just like sits down on a chair in a corner, and he
this
whittles.
bread
He's whittling a
cheese
piece of wood.
and this mayonnaise. Okay, mayonnaise,
Mhm.
bread, cheese, bread, mayonnaise. Gonna flip it over. Bam, grilled cheese. Taking his bread and cheese concept, and I'm bringing it to life. And then I'm gonna take my special spices.
One-way trip to Flavortown, guys.
All right, and I'm gonna pop them on there, wham, with a little corned beef hash. Chop, 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 chop. I'm gonna grill that, wham. So now he's got a grilled cheese with corned beef hash, and I'm gonna give it to him.
And he's like, "It's food."
This is bar food. This is
And-
what you need, man.
And he says, "Okay." And he eats the food that you give him, and he's just like, "This is good. Never be able to do it again, so why bother?"
You know what? You have a terrible attitude, and it really reflects.
He says, "I live in
the quality of
Barovia."
your food.
He says, "Again, everyone is just one wrong move away from being instantly murdered. Everything is bad. Things were good, now things bad again.
All I'm saying
Bread,
is if you cooked
cheese,
really good
food.
If you cooked really good food, you'd
Then
be
I'd
one
become a
step
target?
further away from being murdered.
He says, "Then I become a target, and then I am called to the castle to make wonderful meals for the devil. No, I serve bread, I serve cheese, everyone lives."
I make grilled cheese, but just for us.
Okay.
Well, I'm just gonna use your kitchen then. And why don't you clean your damn pans?
And he says, "Why don't you get out of my kitchen, weird, strange, spiky man?"
Yeah, why don't you make me?
And he says, "Because they don't care."
I'm making tomato soup too.
Then he's just like, sits back down in the chair. Doesn't
Yeah,
care.
Good. This guy's a jerk, and nobody likes him. And I'm gonna roll.
I kind of like
for-
him.
I don't like him at all. And speaking from Rick's point of view,
Okay.
I'm gonna roll for making this grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Okay.
My corned beef hash, and that.
Where'd the
is
corned beef
a-
come from?
What? Oh, corned beef's great because you can save it because it's so salty it doesn't go bad.
No, I was just curious. All right, sure.
That's
I'll
part of the rations.
Sure it is.
Sure it is. Why not? Right? You've let me have any other food I want as rations. This counts too. I've been making it at home a lot. So, that is a 23 for making food.
It's very good food.
All right. I bring it out to you guys, and then we have a nice meal all together.
Oz
You-
really appreciates that.
Clyde loves the food.
Yeah,
This is team building. All right. So, what'd you guys learn?
I
I
learned
might die.
I might die.
Well, yeah, that was always part of the plan, right?
No, like specifically me, because I'm Tatiana. Even if I decided to go with Strahd, the dark powers would rip me away from him, so he would never be happy.
Aha. Okay. Check this out. What if you don't go with him? He goes with you.
I'm on board, but he doesn't qualify as a hero of light at this point because of
Does he?
the dying and sunshine
Would he?
thing.
Would he fit any of the other ones? Is he a bard? Is he a minstrel? Maybe he penned a rhyme. Who
Yeah, maybe
knows?
he wrote you a song.
Guys, you don't think the blood omen from the tower was enough info?
Look, he
that...
brought that lady home.
No. I'm just saying that I think we're here looking for the hero of light. So that's it, because that's the only one that erupted in blood.
Okay, but like maybe he just chose the wrong path. And so he is a hero of light. But like
No, I'm not saying that he might not be the hero of light. I'm saying that I don't think we're gonna find any of the others. We're not gonna find the feast for
Yeah, I
crows.
agree, I agree.
yeah.
He's not
yeah.
the minstrel.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, we need the
I forgot about
A
the
hero of light who fell in battle for choosing the wrong faction.
Yeah, we
So
don't know.
all
That
we
might
need-
be.
Yeah, probably next time we see him, we'll ask if he ever lost a battle.
Well, I was actually gonna ask the bartender lady if there's anyone in town who likes talking about things. Like maybe there's like she don't want to talk about
Yeah,
Barovia.
man, if you gotta talk things out, that sounds
Yeah.
like a good idea.
Yeah.
You know, get through some of this emotion that you're feeling. I
Yeah.
think that's healthy. I think that's a healthy way to go about things.
I agree.
That's not exactly what I meant, but like, yeah, I appreciate the support either way. Excuse me, Madam Bartender Lady.
And then she just like kind of looks up at you.
So I'm picking up on the fact that you don't really like talking about this kind of shit with strangers. Am I picking up that right?
And she's just like,
Okay, so would you recommend anyone in town that like does like talking about this kind of stuff? Like anyone really gung ho, any weirdos that like people and would have information that they would like to give us about things and stuff?
Let's see. What does she have to tell you? Sorry, I'm trying to find there was a specific thing that I can't seem to find. So, she'll tell you about there's supposed to be a crazy wizard.
How far away would that be? How like you travel to get to Crazy Wizard Town?
She says he's supposed to be Mount Baratok, so it's north, across the lake or through the forest. She says there's supposed to be a big dragon. It was dead, but then I don't think no, it wasn't dead. It's a big silver dragon, and it lives at a place. At least that's the last I heard.
All right.
That's what Argynvost told.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
All right.
Nice, thanks. Anyone closer, like in town?
How far away is this Argynvost hold?
Well, she'll kind of like show you on the map that like you guys could have got. You saw it on your map where you were, like all the way to the
Right.
south.
Like time wise.
Oh, you have to go back.
So like,
You could probably get there in like I'd say within a day. You could definitely be there, maybe even less than a day.
All right. so we would have time to go there and then transport back in a tree.
Is there a tree around?
Yeah,
and
we were just walking through the forest, Clyde.
that's true. You were
I
doing
didn't know
that.
they were like spooky trees. But I like
Well, I didn't say they weren't spooky trees.
They are spooky.
trees.
But they just
By nature, they're spooky.
Fucking apple trees are spooky trees. I said it.
To be fair, like if you really think about what a tree is, every tree is spooky.
well, because earlier we saw tree people walking, didn't we?
Yeah.
You
that's
did
true.
see that.
I don't know how many of these trees are those types of trees.
We should hit every single tree.
Can I transport through those types of trees?
You don't know.
Can I hug one? Ooh,
You didn't do it.
I'm gonna try that next time.
Next.
But in the meantime,
Yeah.
Mhm.
anyone
Oh,
else?
is anybody that likes to talk about stuff? Let's see. It looks like
yes.
the answer to that question is a resounding no. Nobody in the town.
Gotcha. Thank you for your time, man.
She'll tell you there's you could probably find the Vistani over in, like she said, in the village of Barovia.
All right. Man, let me ask you this one last question.
Sure.
Let's say you were new in town and you were trying to get out of town. Who do you think would be better to talk to, the Vistani or this dragon man?
And she says, well, the dragon's stuck here, so I assume. They're the only ones I know of that can leave freely.
Okay, thank you.
Or so the rumor goes.
So we can make this detour to Argynvosthold. I mean, I don't really mind either way. But it seems like our best bet might be to continue over to the village of Barovia and try and talk to these Vistani people.
I support that.
I'll follow your lead on this.
Thanks, guys. I mean, if you guys have it, that's just my perspective. If you have other ideas, I'd love to hear them.
No, I don't dislike the idea of going to Argynvosthold, but if you think the Vistani are the people to talk to, I'm okay with that.
Well, mainly for a way to get home. Like,
Also,
the dragon guy could give us information potentially about, like, the devil guy, but the Vistani might give us information on how to get home.
Right. So we want to get home, but we don't want to go without the hero.
yeah, I
That's
think
true.
the Argynvost might be the better person to talk to about a hero.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He might have his finger on the pulse of the hero game around here more than the Vistani.
Alright, so let's go there.
I agree with that decision also. That was
Okay.
my
Hang on. I'm just checking
I
one
have
thing.
the tree somewhere around here, so that we can teleport back here.
Cool.
Can Clyde learn teleport?
Nope.
Oh.
Just transport via plants.
Okay.
I think maybe one of the land druids could learn teleportation circle, but
Okay. All right. Either way.
okay. Yeah, so you guys what do you do?
Oh, we get a room for the night first.
Yeah, I need a long rest.
And then in the morning, we're gonna transport via plants back to the whichever crossroads was closest to Argynvosthold.
Okay.
And head that way.
All right, so you guys get up in the morning, get your breakfast or whatever you're doing. Do you give this guy talking to about breakfast again?
No.
No, you just eat the cheese and bread.
We eat our cheese
No.
and bread.
I just make I'll
Oh, I popped out
eat rations.
cake out of my pocket of cake.
Ooh,
Okay.
delightful.
Ah,
I just want to point out to everybody that it doesn't have to be cake. I just want to point out that it was just it can pull forth any meal that you want. Clyde just always chose cake. I just want to make that known. It was not.
I picked one food and like I got an unlimited supply of that.
No, it's any. It will produce a meal It's like it's a
I've been
noble.
eating the same chocolate cake for 60 years, even though she can have any meal.
Fuck it, I'm stuck with it. It's what it is now.
Yeah, I mean it
Maybe
was.
that's one of the memories she lost.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it was the Baron's doublet, so it was a magical thing for like a noble, so they could just, no matter where they were, the noble could have good food of whatever kind of food they wanted once a day. And Clyde just kept going to chocolate cake, so I feel like, I mean, clearly, it apparently also became Celine's memory that it only made cake, which is funny to me.
All I remember.
Good berries. We can also have berries with.
I think Clyde only ever picked cake,
Yeah, I think so.
so that it just kind of became the norm.
I like it.
Yep, I just kept coming up with different varieties of cake to fit different situations.
Could have been like a nice steak dinner, some salmon, whatever you want. Chicken wings.
Yeah.
This is chocolate cake that looks like chicken wings. Oh, great. Anyway, so you guys get up in the morning, you eat your chocolate cake, I guess, or coffee cake. Coffee cake, sorry. Clyde, you have your, don't forget that you have your coffee pot. Yeah. Don't forget about that. So, as you guys are heading out in the morning, two things happen. One, you see a cart kind of rolling by into the center of town, pushed by an old woman, and she's got a whole bunch of pies on her cart.
Yes.
And she says, "Would anyone like a pie? They give you very good dreams.
Ooh,
We call
How do they
them
smell?
dream pies.
Oh,
They-
that's a
They
beaut.
smell like whatever Rick would want most to feel like at home and comforted by a pie is what these pies smell like.
Oh my goodness.
That's how it is for everybody.
It smells
Alright.
like a mushroom. A mushroom and what is that?
It's like amortentia, but for
Quail.
pies.
Yeah, mushroom and quail pie. God,
Oh,
that's a
weird.
savory pie.
I'm getting like a chicken curry pie.
Hmm.
Oh man, it smells like.
Pies like chocolate cake.
She can't get enough.
From, that
Oh, Ida's apple pie from
Yeah.
Vandalin, sure.
pie smells.
Ma'am, how much for a delicious pie?
And she says, "Well, the first one's free."
Wait,
Great business scheme. I'll take one.
you,
Oz takes one, yeah.
yeah, you do. And she says, "But the next one is 5 gold pieces,
Ooh.
but guaranteed to give you good dreams.
I eat this one.
It tastes amazing,
Oh my god.
and not at all like Dead Heroes."
Good, good. What? Can I try and identify what I think this is made out of?
You can certainly try.
Ah,
This is an Arcana check,
all right.
which
I have intelligence.
you do actually.
Ah, but I roll like garbage. So that doesn't help much. 8.
Barovia's a strange land.
God, they must have some different spices here. Oh. All right, I'll get one more. 5 gold.
Yeah, all right, there you go.
Hmm.
Clyde.
Oz
No.
eats his, but he doesn't come back for a second. He's like,
It's
this was good.
real good.
I'm good
Clyde's
with
gonna
this.
wait and see what happens. Clyde's gonna take the free one, but she's not gonna eat it. She's gonna wait and see what happens to you guys.
It tastes
Okay.
like friendship with a trinket dealer.
Oz might try and steal that pie later.
Mm.
Oh, the one that he paid for?
No, the one that
Oh,
Clyde
Clyde?
just didn't eat yet.
Eat the
Okay.
second one also.
Oz might.
You eat the second one too?
Mhm.
Why?
Mm.
It's good. It doesn't, and here's the thing, what's funny is it doesn't taste like the one you just had, but it tastes like a different thing that evokes the same emotions.
Oh my goodness, this tastes like my grandmother's strawberry pie. Oh, it's so good. All right, I gotta have just one more.
Okay.
Ah,
Rick,
what?
save that one for tomorrow.
Why? I could just buy another one.
No, we might not be here tomorrow.
I know, but I could just buy another one right now after I eat this third one.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Ah,
Don't spend all your money. We got places to be. We gotta go.
I have money. I could buy a sixth
Gotta
pie.
go.
All right, I buy 4 more pies.
Okay, we gotta go now, Rick.
Hey, I look at this lady right in her face,
Mhm.
grab her by the cheeks, and I say, I love you, and then I kiss her in the mouth, and then I leave.
Oh. Well, okay. And she's just like, well, I hope to be seeing you again.
Yeah, we'll see. Then I wave goodbye as I leave with these extra pies.
Rick, you have all of the pies.
All right.
Um,
Those are good pies.
This is literally the best. You know what? I really like Barovia. You know, it's creepy as shit. And there were those vampires, and those tree monsters, and the lightning. But first off, the Lord here is pretty cool, helping out his subjects and bringing them home in time. And now there's this lady selling literally the best food I've ever eaten.
The best pies ever.
Yeah, I don't think I could make. This is better than the mac and cheese.
Oh God, wow, that is. You're right. I didn't think I would ever say it, but yeah, you're right. This is better.
No, it's the only thing I've ever eaten.
Wow. All right, let's. Woof.
so as you guys,
Also have the recipe for these fucking pies.
I don't think she'd give us the recipe for these. Yeah, we'll ask him. We'll see.
All right. Transfer via plants and then walkie-walkie.
well, hang on, you didn't even get out of the city yet. So as you guys are, as the old lady with her pie cart dodders on down the street, having a purse full of coin from Rick.
Yeah.
You guys see a sort of caravan rolling through town of brightly rainbow colored carts moving towards another part of the town.
All right.
They did say that they were nomad, like travelers, and these guys got their homes on their back, so maybe we could go talk to them.
Okay.
I'll just eat the pie.
Yeah, Rick.
Rick, eat and walk.
You know what?
eat and walk.
Enjoy. I'll do the talking. I'll do the talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm just gonna go up to a random one of them and be like,
Hey, lady.
And she's just like, yes.
Turns around, it's a guy.
So we're new in town, and everyone looks at us like we're gonna die, and then say that you guys sometimes leave. So is there anyone we could talk to about that kind of shit? Like, do you have a leader, or
Do you know how we could leave? Or I don't know.
Can you
And
direct
she-
us somewhere, please?
She says, come with me.
I go with her.
She kind of continues to ride this Vardo into the encampment. You see they kind of circle the wagons, and there's a whole bunch of people getting together in this little area here. So their people are hanging out, and
once the carts stop moving, and everyone starts like doing, I guess, like setting up camp and stuff like that, I'm gonna go up to someone and ask if there's any way I can help.
no, okay. They're willing to like invite you in to help like set stuff up, but they don't really give you anything to do, but they're just like excited for the company.
All right, cool.
These pies are better than sex.
Well,
No, they are.
I don't. Maybe you're not doing it right.
Clyde, did you try one yet?
Not yet.
You should eat it.
Special occasion.
If you don't eat it, I'm gonna ask you for it because
Yeah.
I only have one pie left.
You should
I'm
probably,
gonna say no though.
you should probably eat it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold on to it for a little bit longer.
All right.
I want to have my cake and eat it too, so like I'm trying to like deal with that whole inner battle. You know?
had cake this morning. I'm just saying.
No. Give her space. Give her space. Doesn't need to
This
eat
pie
it.
is just so good, you know. It's just really good, guys.
You can just leave it alone and she'll forget about it. It'll be fine.
Don't steal my pie.
Yeah, no. I mean, that's like your pie, you know. It's just really good. It'd be a waste if you didn't eat it soon.
Look at me, eyes. Look me in the eye.
Rick, why are you scratching your metal armor?
What? No, I'm not. Why are you looking at me like that? I start eating my last pie.
Okay.
Oh.
There's
I
another.
promise you will not steal my pie.
I can't do that, Clyde, and I hope you respect my honesty.
I respect the honesty, but I don't respect you.
Damn.
Yeah, I get that a lot, actually. So, where help to us go talk, please?
All words in a sentence.
You heard me.
Yeah.
Where to a Skota? Yeah, please.
You go to yeah, you're there, and they tell you that if you want to talk to the kind of the leader, actually, they tell you that their leader wants to see you, and that their leader is Madame Ava, and she would love to tell your fortune.
It's old.
I can handle that.
All right, yeah, yep. My fortune is finding out this pie recipe. Whoa!
Is there?
All right.
Is there a way? Well, after that, could we ask her some questions and get some info?
Yeah.
They're like, maybe.
Good enough. Let's go.
All right, let me. So you guys go in to. They lead you to her tent.
As we enter, Oz gives a little bow and says, "Hey, lady."
All right.
Hey, have you ever had that lady's pie?
And she's just like, no, I don't particularly like that kind of pie.
What kind of?
I immediately distrust this lady.
And she says, dream pies are not for me.
What's in a dream pie?
Whatever makes
Flavor, guys. Flavor.
Whatever makes you feel like, oh, feel comfortable or at home.
Oh.
I don't pretend to understand. I'm not much of a baker. I'm more of the fortune teller type.
But like, what's the physical substance in said?
Why don't you go ask her?
Yeah, happiness.
Clyde, she said she's not a baker.
She doesn't know.
Fortune
Well, I
teller.
guess we should have to go back and get more.
Yeah, Rick, one thing at a time. Let's
Right.
talk to Madame Eva was kind enough to offer to read our fortune.
All right.
That is wonderful, and we really appreciate that.
I've been on edge.
Madam, what do we do?
And she says, like, well, come gather round the table and I shall draw your cards. And I just want to look up something real quick.
Hey, Clyde, can I have your last pie?
No, you may not, Rick.
Okay.
I
Clyde,
will.
can I have your pie?
No, you may not.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
You look from me on.
Okay, Clyde, okay. Okay.
Yeah, Clyde. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, Clyde.
Okay, let's
know.
see.
We're agreeing. It is okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, if you're not gonna share it or eat it, you just have a pie. I mean,
You're just gonna
I'm
waste.
not gonna waste the damn.
You're
you're
wasting.
sitting there without eating it. That's the thing, though. It's a pie. It's not gonna be as good tomorrow.
Oh,
It'll
yeah.
be just as good.
I don't.
You're wrong. You don't know a thing about cooking.
You know what? It will be.
I know.
It will be.
I have this druid stuff that keeps food fresh. So, you know.
It'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine until tomorrow. We'll all get a good night's sleep, and she'll have it in the morning. It'll be fine.
I don't dare steal my pie.
So, Madam Eva, what do you want from us?
She's gonna read your fortune. I just want to make sure that I'm understanding the fortune reading correctly. It's interesting because I have the Taraka deck and it's different than like all the information here is like, well, here's how you do it if you use playing cards. Here's extensive rules for if you use playing cards. It's just like, well, that doesn't help me when I'm not using playing cards.
Oz is gonna throw out there while we're doing the whole card thing, while we're like setting up, like, if there's any information about a hero of light who fell for choosing the wrong faction in this, or if like you could ask that. I don't really know how this works, but like, let us know, please.
Alright, we're gonna try this. We'll see how this works. Because I know there's 2 different decks, and I'm not really sure what the difference is. I know one's the high deck and one's the common deck, so we're gonna find out.
Rick's gonna try and sleight of hand Clyde's pie.
Okay.
There he is. He's gonna try.
Alright, go ahead, make your sleight of hand check.
Alright, great.
What is it again?
Natural 1, so 2.
Perception.
Is it my passive perception?
I got a 2.
Yeah, or you're active if you're really thinking he might steal stuff.
What's the difference between my?
I don't think you could lose.
I don't think you could either.
Well, Oz might be able to.
Yeah, but
He's not trying right now.
Alright. So she says, anyway, I'm gonna start drawing some cards. And she pulls out some cards and she puts down the first one. And she says,
His armor's just shaking.
Was he just jonesing for a pie?
He wants that pie, man.
Guys, shut up. We're being super rude.
And she says, well, the first card is the Executioner. Not sure if that bodes well.
Good start.
The imminent death of one rightly or wrongly convicted of a crime. False accusations and unjust prosecution.
Ted, can you say that again? You glitched on my screen.
Yeah,
Oh.
me too.
Well, you're on the same house, so that makes sense. Let's see, imminent death of one rightly or wrongly convicted of a crime. False accusations and unjust prosecution.
Uh-oh.
And she says, let us see. The Horseman. Death. Disaster in the form of loss of wealth or property. A horrible defeat or the end of a bloodline.
Okay.
Interesting. The Mists. Oh. Something unexpected or mysterious that can't be avoided. A great quest or journey that will try one's spirit. Oh,
Is Ted
I'm glitching out.
Yes.
It's me.
Okay, so we lost Ted.
We lost Ted.
I can tell that it's me. Oh, I should be.
Imminent terribly.
Yeah. Good job, Jake.
All right,
It's
Ted's
okay.
back. We
You're
lost
back.
the whole second one.
Okay. Well, hang on.
I heard the Horseman.
Okay. Well,
but I
the
didn't
internet
get
is
the
not
mists.
there yet. I think we're down on Twitch. Actually, we're still streaming, but for 0 kilobytes per second.
That's like being down.
Oh wait, hang on. Attempting to reconnect. Now we're down.
All right.
Are we still in the same space? On the in the did we move?
No, we're still in the same space.
All right, cool.
Let's try this again.
Settle, baby, you are not the sun.
All right, that should fix it. We should be back live again.
I love knowing things that my character doesn't know.
All right, so we're back. Sorry, folks. So what did you guys got? You guys got the Executioner and the Horseman, right?
And then the mist.
Yes. The Mist was something unexpected or mysterious that can't be avoided. A great quest or journey that will try one's spirit.
I feel like we've already done that one.
Perhaps. The
She's reading our
artifact.
future, Oz, so clearly this hasn't happened.
Yeah, shit.
She says the artifact. The importance of some physical object that must be obtained, protected, or destroyed at all costs.
All right.
And the final card. The Ghost. The looming past, the return of an old enemy, or the discovery of a secret buried long ago.
This is a lot for us to do in the next, 3 days.
No one said it had to happen within the 3 days. Or
No,
that it
but-
had to happen while you're here.
Oh.
Okay.
It's your future, after all.
Okay.
Although perhaps it will all be while you're here. Or perhaps... Well, perhaps it's for the next group.
Madam Eva,
Yeah, I don't like that.
do you know what any of this means?
She says, I dare know what all of this means.
Can you help illuminate a little, please?
And she's like, well, that would be a little bit of cheating.
Pretty please.
Well, we've never really played the game honest.
Well, that's fair. I can see that in the
right.
cards.
May I ask you a question?
Of course.
You just did, ha! I'm sorry.
Thanks, Rick. So we
My dad always did that.
thanks, Rick. So we are fulfilling another fortune of a sort in a form of a prophecy.
Oh, I lost you guys again.
Hero of light who fell for joining the wrong faction. Now, since you've been here for a while, Madam Eva, we were wondering, one, if you knew if that sounded familiar, or if you could direct us to someone who might know who that is, and two, if you could help us get out of Barovia after we find him, please.
Well, she says there have been many heroes who have fallen in this dark, dark land. Whether they be for the faction they chose, I cannot say, but there have been many.
I was really hoping you could say.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't presume to know everything. Sometimes I don't even get to meet them.
I don't even. I don't. That's fair. I don't really know how this works. But cool.
And she says, but I can tell you that, well, there's many, many powers at work here in the land of Barovia. Some darker and more powerful than others, so I would be... She says, I don't necessarily know what is the right place to send you, but let me take a look at your reading once more and see if I can make any specific sense out of any of this.
I mean, even if you can't tell us the right place to go, if you told us a couple wrong places, that might help too.
Yeah.
And she says,
Definitely.
have any of you ever been convicted for a crime? Wrongly?
Did?
Rightly or wrongly convicted?
Nope.
I don't.
False accusations or unjust prosecution?
Well, I would consider this whole me having to steal from the dwarves thing unjust prosecution. Clyde, we'll talk about that later, or we won't. I might keep you out of it.
And she says, well, just probably ignore the imminent death part then. No worries then. Anyway, let's keep looking. Let's keep looking at this. Maybe we can find something else.
Honestly, of all the parts to ignore, I'd like to ignore the imminent death part.
Yeah, I mean, if we could choose to not have.
And she goes, well, see, I would say that would be doable, but the next card drawn was the horseman, and the horseman stands for death.
That's 2 in a row.
Disaster in the form of loss of wealth or property, a horrible defeat, or the end of a bloodline. And she says, you, little one, are you the only child of your bloodline?
I am the last of the green bottles, yes.
Oh.
But let's just say that bloodline wasn't going anywhere anyway.
Well, it's definitely not now.
See, that's why you should always have a clone of yourself.
Makes a good point.
He does, but not on purpose.
Gosh, I am hungry.
You know what I could go for? Just like something crispy on the outside and like soft and filled on the inside.
I thought we settled this.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
did.
She said.
That we settled.
So, and then she said, and then something unexpected or mysterious that can't be avoided. Well, I feel like you're here, so that answers that.
Yeah. Also,
And a great quest or journey that will try one's spirit. Once again, here we are.
Doing that.
If you make your way out of here, well, I'd consider that quite trying. And a test of one's spirit.
Good.
And she says, I'm not sure what this one means. The importance of some physical object that must be obtained, protected, or destroyed at all costs. Does that sound like something that you, any of you, are familiar with? And she says, she keeps looking at you, Oz, and she goes, it seems like this prophecy is more yours than anyone else's.
yeah, don't it just? Yeah, there is something that I must obtain at all costs.
And then destroy, right?
And she's just like, well, there's a lot of you obtaining things and being tried and a lot of death. I don't envy you.
Oh, good!
Well, we've died before.
And she goes, does this one sound familiar? The looming past. The return of an old enemy, or the discovery of a secret buried long ago. Do you have any old enemies, little one?
Yeah, my old Thieves Guild would be considered enemy-esque.
I see. And, would you say it's just that, or do you have a dark secret? You do not have to divulge it, but that was buried long ago that may rear its ugly head.
Maybe.
And she says, I can't help but thinking that this prophecy is all tied around you because the devil has taken quite an interest in you.
He has.
And it seems
I'm
as though the cards are reflecting that.
Okay.
Okay.
So nothing about this dude, though?
Which dude?
Oh, you're
that dude.
I don't think I am, man.
You picked the Thieves Guild. That was the wrong faction.
Yeah, but I didn't fall.
You tripped. You used to go unconscious all the time in battle.
Yeah.
And she's just like, maybe. Perhaps.
Then who's
Park guy then.
Yeah, then we gotta find another guy with a shadow blade and wagons.
And that one's lit up already, so it has to be us, right? Like, can we transfer ones? What's the thing?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Wave would take naps. Maybe he double dips. Maybe he's two heroes.
We haven't. We're still in Madame Eva's tent. We'll talk about our shit later. Sorry, continue, Madame Eva.
Yeah.
And she says, adventurous. So rude. And she says, the only thing I can tell you is you seem to be embroiled in quite a predicament. The only other place that I might say might be of interest to you, though go at your own risk, would be the Amber Temple. There are great and powerful evils there, but they are the ones who gave the devil his dark powers. So perhaps if a deal might be struck, you may be able to find a way to alleviate yourself of one of these issues, find the means in which you need to go home, or perhaps use it to return this fallen hero. But it may come at a price. And I am frozen again.
That is good advice.
I mean, it's so far out of the way, and we have to go to dinner at Strahd's in 3 days.
Yeah, but we could always just teleport back to here.
No, I don't know. Based on the map, I don't know if we can get there in 3 days.
And she says, well, you might be able to bargain for that as well.
Bargain with who?
The powers. They grant all sorts of magical abilities. Strength and powers beyond your wildest dreams.
I'm just dreaming about some more of those damn powers.
They could definitely make that happen.
Wow, yeah. Okay, I'm good.
What? Okay. Thank you, madam.
She says it is very cold and it is in the mountains of the north, but The devil has had returned there on many occasions to expand and increase his powers, and look at what he's been able to achieve.
I don't. Oh, fuck. Guys. Fuck.
What?
Ah. Yeah. Dark power sounds bad.
Yeah. I think he's a really shitty guy, but he's cool.
No, meaning like for us. Like, I don't want.
Oh, yeah, no.
to
We
do
tried
dark
that
power.
once. Remember when we did the blood sacrifice
What?
Nope.
What blood sac?
underneath with the No, that didn't happen in this timeline?
Nope.
Yeah, it did underneath the bar.
No, Rev was there.
Ah, shit.
No, Oz doesn't remember that.
Look, I need some more pie.
I think you've had enough, dude.
I think that you can just shut up about it.
You're being rude, and that's unlike you. I want you
You're
to
right. You're right. I just, well, maybe I just need some fresh air. I get up. I go outside.
Thank you for your time, Madam Eva. Is there anything else, before we depart? So, like, you can't sneak us out of here. We heard you guys can come and go as you please.
And she says, I can. She says, I find myself, tethered to the devil. While I have to obey his commands, per se, I have leeway in what I can and cannot do, and I find adventures and fortune-telling to be quite the interesting pastime.
So, can anyone else smuggle us out of here, or
Perhaps you could certainly give that a try.
like anyone here, like any of the other
I need the people
Vistani
to talk
dudes?
to like now.
But yeah, I mean, if they're willing to leave and put themselves at risk for persecution from the devil for taking his Tatiana away, perhaps.
That sounds unlikely.
But you never know.
Okay, thanks, Madam Eva.
She says, I'll be here if you need another reading.
I've had plenty. Thank you. And Oz is going to leave the tent and go find Rick.
But take out the pie.
Mm-hmm.
Go to her, the lady. I forgot her name.
Madam Eva.
I'd be like, this is making my friends act real weird. Can you like get rid of it for me?
Do you want me to just throw the pie out?
Or you can eat it. I don't really care what.
She said, I just told you I don't like it.
I don't want it. Can you just destroy it then?
I mean, she says, aren't you full of magic?
I mean,
Could you not just burn it?
All right, I quickly burn it in here so that they can't stop me.
I think it would have been funny if Madame Eva just like, sure, takes it and then just throws it on the ground.
Yeah, right. That's ruined now.
And
We clean it off the ground.
Okay.
All right, guys. So
Guys,
Yeah.
what was all that about, Oz?
Oh, I hear you, man. Sometimes you just need a pie. I get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. The short version, Clyde, is I used to be a thief, but I botched a job because my thieves guild used poisons that I made on the traps at the job we were going to steal, but didn't tell me, and my best friend died as a result. But since I left the job undone, they have me sign a magical contract or I'll die, and I have to steal something really dangerous from the dwarves in their most secure vault ever.
Yep.
Or they'll kill my friends and family, my dad.
Wow. What are you gonna do?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna steal it.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's focus one day at a time. Nothing we can do about that right now.
No, but I'm also like gonna die here
Oh,
because
But dying isn't really dead.
I could bring you back. We have the gold.
Yeah, dying's not forever.
yeah. But like, what if you die here? You get stuck here, you know?
I don't
What
think
if
that
we're
there's
already
any...
stuck here?
Well,
Well, then you don't have to worry about stealing that thing.
yeah.
You know what, Rick? That actually, that made me feel a little better.
Yeah, you will do our best, all right? And everything will be cool, all right? And everything will be clear as pie. Clear as day.
Okay. I don't know what to do from here. So you guys got to steer the boat for a little bit. I've been going through too much.
We talked to a fortune teller. She said, hey, maybe the most useful thing you could do is go to the Amber Temple. And when a fortune teller says that, I tend to think that that's good advice.
Yeah.
All right, let's
So-
get some.
We'll take the tree back to the tower, which is a lot closer to the Amber Temple,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll walk there, and then we can always pop back from the Amber Temple to this tree over here. And it's like, this is a nice tree, right,
Okay.
Clyde?
Great.
Yeah, it's a good one.
You hug said tree.
All right, so yeah, we could do that. But before we do that, I'm thinking about maybe going grabbing one more pie.
Okay.
We spent a lot of money on pie.
You know what? I have my own money, thank you. All right, I am not a small child.
About you. The pie is changing you, Rick. It's changing you.
You just met me.
Yeah, this is a vastly different you from the person who saved me in that basement hell. All right.
All you eat is cake. I leave.
All right, you
Do I see
leave.
the cart lady?
Yeah, you see her heading out of town.
Wait, hey, beautiful, wait.
And she's like, oh, well, hello.
What does she look like?
Just kind of like an old crone lady.
Nice, cool. Pretty enough for me to buy her
Sure.
pies. Hey, you got any more pies?
And she says, always, dearie, always.
That is great. Are these guys around?
I don't know, are you?
Oz is not. He's just kind of like,
Clyde is.
yeah, he's overwhelmed.
Clyde's gonna stick with Oz and try to help him through it.
All right. Yeah, give me 10 more.
She's like, well, all right then. She gives you 10 more pies.
All right. Well,
I might be getting a migraine, so I'm gonna go take some Excedrin migraine real quick.
Okay. Well, we're pretty much almost done anyway, so.
Yeah, but I gotta do this right this second.
All right, fair enough.
now. All right. Okay, cool. Look. Hey, what do you make the pie out of?
And she's like, oh, dearie, that's my little secret.
Oh, come on, please.
No.
Oh, can I try and persuade her?
You can try.
All right. Persuasion. I have advantage on persuasion checks
Against dwarves.
against dwarves. That's fair. It says it right there. Yep. On dwarves only. Okay. 13.
And she's like, from one baker to a cook. You know, we can't give away all of our secrets. This is I'm the sole proprietor of Dream Pies.
Look, I'm not from around here. I'm talking about brand expansion.
And she's like, don't worry, we make trips to other locations.
All right. Well, all right. Then what's your name?
She says, I'm Morgantha.
All right, Morgantha, Rick. And I'll give her a nice firm handshake.
And she will give you a firm handshake as well, significantly stronger for someone of her stature.
Must be the pie. And I leave.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to have one of these pies on my way back.
You do.
Gotta start rationing them a little, though.
Sure.
You know, I'm good with rations. I'm good at rationing rations. Yep. That's my rationale about this.
Boy, now it makes you punny.
Yep. Ooh. All right. All right. Hey, guys. I couldn't find her.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I guess we should get going then.
Yeah.
I can't look at the screen anymore.
That's
All right.
fair.
Well, you guys, so your plan is to head to the Amber, or get closer to the Amber Temple via transport via plants. That's what I
Yeah.
recall.
Yep.
Okay.
Based on the map, the closest is the spire, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we'll head back there.
Okay. So you do that, and as you exit from the tree, we will stop here and pick up next week.
All right.
Go.
That makes sense.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Sorry about the weird internet fracturing issues. That was kind of funky, but it is what it is. And we will catch you all next week.
Bye, Internet.
Love you, Internet.